Franklin. Love me some Franklin Roosevelt. Bad motherfucker, boy.
Yeah, you left them up front.
We're live. You left what up? Oh, we're going to do a special today too, guys. We're going to see. That's the problem, though. We have so much shipping tomorrow. What I'll probably do is do some right now, so we can have something to do today. Gotcha. All right. But we need to get it out because we don't want to fool with it. What up, nation? God, we're gonna reel it back. We're gonna shine some light.
Get ready! Woo! We are on tour, and we're doing it better than anybody else alive.
Cool. Let's go, baby. What you doing tonight, girl? Probably watching Grand Slam, is she, Big Joe? Holy shit.
Here you go.
Holy shit. Wow. Yo, Clint.
What?
I'm gonna need a magnetic. 180. Holy fuck, dude. This was a fun case of Tiger. Boom! Hey! Let's go, baby! I told y'all we fucking bring the fucking heat, son. Woo! Oh shit! There it is! Oh my god! The fucking bomb! Get some, motherfucker! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! There it is, I got it. I got my fucking card! Let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go, baby! Yes, baby! Told you we can do it! Let's go, baby! What up, what up, what up? Hope everybody's doing good today. 5 years, baby! 5 MFing years. I hope everybody's doing good today. I thought it would be good because I think everybody now, they see what happened 5 years later. But I think what's important, unfortunately for me, I don't really like talking about a lot of this stuff. It's not any fun going back and reliving some of that. But I think it's important because I can get back into that vibe, those feelings that I had when I first opened or before we opened. And I feel like those are good. Those are the things that somebody that might be trying to start their card shop or start their pie making business or their pharmacy or their dental practice, whatever it is. Not everybody has that. That's okay. I'm not saying everybody should. But for the ones that do, the one thing I can tell you moving forward, now that I know, being able to connect the dots 5 years later, is there's this tremendous fear that's put in us, whether that's self-sabotage or weak family members, weak friends, and the devil himself. However he's dressed up, that's the devil. And you have to find a way to climb over that wall. And on the other side of that wall, it's not like you just climb over that wall and it's this amazing life. It's like you climb over the wall and then there's this like Iron Man that you start there. And if you can get through the Iron Man and you can do these things, because there's no substitute for hard work. There's just not. That's why I always say you got to have a passion for it. Because if you don't have a passion for it, you're not going to do the crazy shit that I was able to do you're just going to run out of gas. I ran out of gas in real estate. I was a good real estate agent, sold a lot of houses, but I didn't have a passion for it, ran out of gas. I mean, it's just the facts. So I'm able to speak on that now because I can tell you, just because you're good at something doesn't mean that's what you were born to do. But what I mean by that is that, like, we always talk about the staircase and always looking at the top of the staircase. Let's go back to the very first staircase. Let's not worry about now. Don't look at the things we've created now. Look at the very beginning, that very first step. And I want to, as much as it sucks, I want to kind of get back into that mind frame of what I was thinking, how I got there, and how I can help someone else get to where they want to go. And I can remember it was always on my mind. A lot of people don't realize this, but in 2000, I had a little office on the square where I had 2 little showcases, my gigantic computer, and I was running my little eBay business out of that little $300 a month business, whatever you want to call it, business office. And we had the boys, and once the boy, before the boys were born, when we were pregnant with the boys, it was no more bullshitting. I mean, I could make $20,000 or $30,000 doing what I loved, but I could not get over the hump at that time. I wasn't trimming cards like some of the other guys. I wasn't cheating. But I couldn't get over the hump either. So, not knocking anybody else for getting there quicker. I just couldn't do it at that time. So I had to make a choice. Do I put my kids, future in a jam by chasing this down? And maybe I do, and maybe I don't make it. Or do I go get a real job, and do the right thing? Well, from my point of view, it was like, okay, I wasn't going to turn the fire off. The flame wasn't going to ever be out, but I was going to dim that flame a little bit and then make enough money to do my part for the boys. Twins are expensive. When you're both self-employed, twins are even more expensive. So I went and sold vehicles for a year. Worst year of my life as an adult. It was the worst year of my life as an adult. Hated it. I was salesman of the month the first month. Don't care. Hated it. Don't even want to get into all that. But my point is don't get frustrated if you're on your way and then you have to take a step back, because that's what I did. I took a step back. Not only that, I took a step back, such a step back that by my own poor choices, instead of being a mature adult, I made poor choices. And I put me farther behind the 8 ball and further back. So I had to climb out. It took like 15 years, literally. I took my shot in like 99, 2000. I was having a blast. I was having just as much fun then as I am now, flying to the national, all that stuff. I made poor choices, and for 15 years, it was essentially a side hustle where I would go to the shows. I was always working in cards, always grinding, but it's not like now where you can sell one card for $50,000. That was never happened. Like now, you put me in the ring now. Like if I had the opportunity that some of you had now, I'd be fucking driving around in Maseratis in 6 months or whatever. I mean, I'm being completely frank. Like it's a different world now. It was like you buy a card for $100 and you sold it for $120. But you couldn't just buy an unlimited amount of cards. It was just this constant grind. Guess what? Life smacks you in the mouth like it does everybody. You have to buy your kids braces. You go on vacations. Kids needs albuterol for asthma when they're little. There was a time when I was on this journey that the boys needed, it was like $300 a week for daycare and $300 a week for their albuterol for 6 months. That's $600 a week just for some. I mean, it's unreal. But my point is everybody has those problems. All the winners, society calls them successful. They don't tell you about that. They show you the end of the rainbow, and then you want that, but you don't know what it takes. I'm here to try to inspire people, to let you know that, fuck, man, if you're going through that shit, if you're having to pay for your kids' albuterol, good. That shit'll fucking build character. It'll build fucking maturity. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be careful what you wish you don't go through is what I'm trying to get at. Sometimes your heartache, sometimes that a sense of failure at that moment 5 years from now will springboard you into something much better. And I'm living proof of that. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about, I don't need an alarm. I roll up and I go to work because I love it. I love the people I work with. I love my life, and that's success to me. But let's get back to where I wanted to get to begin with, and that's the type of things that I was telling myself, other people were telling me, and so you can kind of be aware of that. When this comes, you're going to find out who your friends and your real family is in good times and bad times. You might have friends show up at good times, you might have friends show up at bad times, but the real ones show up in good times and bad times. But they may just be trying to protect you. They may not know what you're capable of. So they're just trying to protect their son or their daughter or their brother or whatever from being let down. But you have to decide who you're going to listen to. And if that's them, there's so many people. There's more successful people that never were in all these cemeteries across the country because they didn't have the courage to take that first step on the staircase. And that's just deciding, saying, I don't care what people say to me. You got to understand, months after I opened, people would come into my store that I pay rent on, and tell me essentially that I was a damn fool for opening a card shop. That's literally what they told me. I could have listened to that shit. There was a couple times when they came in and I thought to myself, maybe they're right. But luckily, by the grace of God, I didn't fall into that and quit because we sell $1 in a day. Shit, that's a great fucking story now. I was embarrassed of it at the time. Damn, Gary, should have just kept your ass at home. Shit, that story is invaluable to me. I'll never forget that. See, at the moment, terrible, embarrassing. If Omar had asked me how much we had done that day, how embarrassing would that have been? Man, don't sweat the hurdles. That's how we find out who's going to make it and who's not, man. Like, fuck, there's carcasses all over the track. Everybody, a little hurdle, they're like, nah, this isn't for me. Man, okay, go help somebody else chase their dream down. What I did was I was grinding, finally getting my bills in order, finally kind of getting some breathing room. Took a long time. If you are a slave to a bank, so was I. If you have more bills than you do money, so did I. Do I like talking about this? No, I don't. Who likes to talk about those things? But I think it's important to be real and let people know that it's okay. Just because you're behind doesn't mean it's over. I used to walk all the time to lose weight back in the day when I had a lot of time on my hands. And I remember telling myself once, you're never going to be worth even zero. I remember just matter-of-factly saying that because that was just the assumption I was making from what everything was going on in that moment. Well, I can tell you 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years later, you start making good choices, small good choices, and they add up. And the next thing you know, instead of telling yourself negative things, you're telling yourself positive things. It's all the difference in the world. If you're not telling yourself positive things, you need to surround yourself with people who do. It's just that simple. And if you're around people who tell you negative things, you have to be your own hero. Nobody's going to save you. You got to do whatever it is that's in your heart if you want to do what I'm talking about. And what I'm talking about is that little voice that whispers every once in a while, right? That says, hey, I want to go own a car dealership, or I want to be a boxer, MMA fighter, whatever the fuck it is. I don't care what it is. It's all the same. We're all on the same journey that have that little whisper. And when I finally had a crack at it, we took it. Keep in mind, I was married at that time. She was down. She knew that this was very important to me. So I did it. And I remember thinking, I had listened to Tony Robbins say one time that if you're going to take the island, you got to burn the boats. You have to believe that this is your last chance. And that was what was so great about this for me. Inaccurately, I was thinking that this was my last chance. I was 39. My dad, I'd always made a goal. My dad built his first motel at 45. And I'd fucked up all this dumb shit in my life in the past. And Give me just a second. I lost my train of thought. I had lost. Give me just a second, guys. Let me see. What was I talking about, Rook? Do you know? Is Rookie in here?
No, I was
Okay.
doing these tags back here.
Anyway, give me just somebody will tell me what I'm talking about, and I'll get back on track. Somebody help me out. Literally.
Probably talking about how to be a baller.
No. Oh yeah, motel. My dad. When he was 45, that was when he built his first motel. So all through these dumbass years of being a moron, 21, 22, 23, 25, I was making dumb decisions, but I was thinking to myself, okay, at 45, I have to have my shit figured out by 45. For whatever reason, that was in my head. So at 39, I was thinking, fuck, this is it. Like if I don't do this, I'm going to be a realtor for the rest of my life, which some people, that's their dream. Great. But for me, it was not. So in my mind, it just triggered because I had failed in the past, and it took me 15 effing years to take another shot at it. I didn't have another 15 years, I didn't think. So my mind frame was, this is it. Well, when you have that mind frame, you'd be amazed how hard you will work, the deals you'll do, the people you'll meet in truck stops to do a deal. Like, we can talk about all that stuff too. It never shows up on the videos, where I've gone, the risks that we run when we carry cash to do deals. All those things were because I was on a mission, because we were on a mission to be successful. We took those chances. And you're going to have to do it too. There is no substitution for it. Your daddy's not going to save you. Even if your dad gives you millions of dollars, deep down inside, you're always going to know that all you are is the son of a great man. You know, I heard Joe Rogan once say, show me a great man that's the son of a great man. You can't do it. And next time I see it, when I catch Joe Rogan outside, he's going to catch that smoke. I'm going to show him a picture of Omar and me balling up in the motherfucking front, right, Rookie?
Ballin'.
There's your picture, Joe. So you're going to have, whether it's yourself talking to whether it's self-talk, whether it's friends and family, I use that term loosely, telling you can't, or can, either way. It's all irrelevant. It's just, you either have to use it as fuel to prove them wrong, or love to prove them right. People always talk about, oh, I use this fuel, man. People, like, I use this fuel. And it's true. I did. I fed off the haters. Man, them motherfucking haters, we've shut those mimey motherfuckers up the last 2 or 3 years. They can't even say shit about us. So you have to flip it and use the love now that you have from your friends and your family, and you want to prove them right. You want them to be proud of you. You want to keep going, see what we can do. The first step on that staircase, literally, is deciding. Once you decide, that is the first step. But it can't be bullshit, man. So many people. One thing I've learned as a business owner, as an employee, as somebody who handles my dad's shit now, there are so many people that are just full of shit. You would do yourself a favor if you just identify yourself as someone who's just full of shit and shut the fuck up, because it's played out. Most people know you're a clown. Just stop. All you're doing is breed negativity into the world with your lies and nonsense. Like, you got it. You can change that. You can. There are people who lie who turn into something better. You can change. You don't have to keep doing the same shit over and over. You can change. Better yourself. You'll better yourself and all the people around you, man. So my point is that if you're that person and you're just talking shit, saying you're going to do something, don't waste your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, go do something else. Like, try to find another craft. If you're full of shit, you know it. Most people I know who are full of shit, deep down inside, when we in a room by ourselves, I know that they know they're full of shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, either change or shut the fuck up. But if you're real, even if you're one of these people, like, man, I think I can. My whole thing was, I know I can do this. That's not true. That's a fucking lie. I think I can. And I can tell you by proof that all you have to have is be equipped with the mentality that I think I can. There are no 100% stone cold locks in this world. Just because you think you can or you can't doesn't necessarily mean you're right. But I do believe that you need to be equipped with at least, I think I can. I think we can. That's it, man. The money and all those things, I listen to people all the time. They give me all these reasons why not. Like they're at the bottom of this staircase and they, man, I want to open a card shop, Nathan. No, you don't. I want to say to them straight through, no, you don't. Because if you wanted to, you would. And what I mean by that is that it doesn't matter what the obstacle is. If you want to ride, if you want to amount to something in your own eyes, excuses are just that. Like that, everybody, the people who don't do what they were born to do always have a litany of excuses. Bad luck, the Katrina, I got a bad teacher, whatever it is. Like if you're making excuses, that's the problem, man. If I could sit here and tell you about all the reasons I shouldn't have opened, I could tell you all the reasons why a card shop in 2016 wasn't going to work. Hell, I had people lined up to tell me why it wouldn't work in 2016. Now, everybody thinks you're a genius if you open a card shop. 5 years ago, they thought I was a fucking moron. I mean, it's the truth. If I can do it then, you sure as hell do it now. People say, why do you want people to open card shop? Man, if some dummy opens up a card shop next door to me, good. All that's going to do, they're going to get more smoke. They are going to get asphyxiate from the smoke they'll get. And that's good. I like competition. Bring it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if you open up a shop in Jackson or Gatlinburg, wherever, Texas, Missouri, do you. I'm really not speaking about cards, shops. I'm speaking to anybody that has a dream, that's that little dream that whispers to do it. I'm begging them to do it, because even if you don't make it, because I can tell you what it's like when you don't make it. The first time that I didn't make it, as far as I was concerned in my own eyes, is I at least had the fact that I took a swing, that I took a hack at it. I remember 15 years later thinking, I'm finally back up at the plate. There's value in at least knowing when the chips are down that you're willing to get in the batter's box and take your hacks. And I did it in 2000, and I was whiffing. And in 2016, son, I came up and pulled a Joey Votto. And it's as simple as that. Don't make it too difficult on yourself. Don't think that everybody before you was so damn smart. We're not. They're not. If you really sit down and talk with most of these people, they're just like me and you. It's just they had a little bit more courage. I shudder to think of all the what ifs there are in this world. And all I'm trying to do now is inspire someone, as many as I can, to climb out of that, because I know what it's like when you think that you should be doing something that you're not. It's a depressing thing. I know what that's like. You feel like you're drowned, and you should be doing something, and you just can't catch air. You feel like you're drowned and in your failure, I guess, or not necessarily failure, but inaction. And I'm just trying to reach back and pull you up any way I can within reason. No, I'm not going to partner up with you in a card shop. No, I'm not interested in open up a smoothie business. This isn't for me trying to start businesses or anything. This is a war with you. It's you versus you, if that's what you have going on inside as far as wanting to do something more than you're doing now. For all you people out there that have already found that happiness, I beg you guys to join in on the cause and try to help others find their way too. There's enough in this great country for all of us to eat. You don't have to. I didn't know when I started my business if you could make it with kindness and empathy. I knew that greed and power ruled the day in sports cards at that time, but could kindness and empathy and actually caring about your customers work? I did not know that at that time. I do know now that you can build the foundation of your business on kindness and empathy and actually caring about people. When I see a picture of Tim 4 years later, you know, there's times where my heart breaks. He would be having the time of his life right now. I think it's time that kindness and empathy and treating others with respect, people who show you respect, giving them respect, it's our turn now. And do we want to topple over the sports car world? No, I don't. I want to just inspire as many as I can to do whatever they want with their life, man. I'm rooting for you. There's nobody that's probably happier other than your friends and family when someone comes up to me and says, hey, Nathan, I had a PE teacher come up to me at the National and goes, he pulls me to the side and goes, I just want to thank you so much. Your advice helped me. I built a pool for my family. You know, I'm a PE teacher. I don't have a ton of money, but I made X amount of dollars to build my family an in-ground pool. Well, one, I'm a little sheepish because I feel like he's given the wrong person the credit. He thinks that he listened to me and then he acted. The hero in that story is him. It doesn't matter who you listen to or what someone else says. It's not my ass. It's not my balls that are dragging for making the move. It's you. You should be thanking yourself. Your kids should be looking up to you because you had the courage to do that. Just because I said something and you followed it I could have been wrong. Nobody's perfect. I got nothing but love for anybody who shows me even a tiny bit of respect. If you see me at a show, local, you can come talk to me. I mean, I'm as real as it gets. I want everybody to know that baseball card selling, it's not over for me, but it's not what I'm after anymore. I love sports cards and I love selling cards and I love entertaining you guys and I do that. But my job now is to find as many as I can and just try to help any way I can. And I feel like I'm living proof. I remember there was so much bullshit that I still don't even like to talk about, the heartaches along the way. But I know at least that I was going through that nonsense so I could identify with other people that have made bad choices or had heartache or shortcomings, whatever it is, and be able to at least empathize with that or try to help them through their bullshit. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to be real on our 5-year anniversary. I think that's what this place was built on. I didn't want to come in. Everybody wants to talk about the end. Everybody wants to talk about Ric Flair showing up. That's great, man. Pulling your own card. I get embarrassed sometimes. It was probably the highlight of my life, but sometimes I think about other than having children. But that's not at the end of the day, I don't want my legacy here on earth to be that I pulled my goofy ass in a baseball card pack. I want to be that I helped someone. You know, like at the end of the day, on the tombstone, I want there to be a motherfucking lighthouse. That's the truth. And to do that, you can't talk about it. You got to be about it. So that's kind of the journey I want to go on. Wherever it takes me, I'm cool with it. But that's what I want to do. I want to try to help. I got y'all. Hang in there. Most importantly, you know, I don't know why the Kroger story always pops in my head when we're talking about real shit like this, but it does. It's embarrassing about the cereal aisle. But if you're in that spot or, you know, you're having to depend on others, I promise you there were a lot of people before you that depended on others or needed a helping hand from somebody, or a father that had his son's back. If you know, there's nothing wrong with like being knocked down, man. It's honestly, my favorite people in the world are typically people who have just been knocked down because they're humble and they're ready to get up and they know they're fresh off knowing what it feels like to not be satisfied. I'm in a situation right now where I feel kind of awkward because I'm satisfied with who I am and where I am. And that's an unusual feeling for me. I spent many years not being satisfied with who I am. So I know what it feels like. You hang in there. If I can do anything to help in sports cards or wherever, let me know. Always be dragging. We'll catch y'all tonight. We'll have some sales today throughout the day for the 5-year anniversary. And then tonight, I'll run some sales tonight for you guys. It'll take us like 2 or 3 days to ship tonight's show because we have Topps Chrome coming out tomorrow, or they deliver it to us tomorrow. So we ship Thursday and Friday. We have Topps Chrome, we have Elements Football, we have Immaculate Baseball, Spectra Basketball. We're going to have 2 shipping stations set up, and we'll get it all out. Bryant said it best. I was like, man, I don't know if we can get all this out. Brian was like, shit, we'll get all this out. And sometimes even my cocky ass needs somebody to say, yeah, we will. We'll get it done. All right, man, get ready, baby. Brady's ready to go to UK. I'm telling y'all, I was thinking about this. I'm like, oh my goodness, we're really going to run a racehorse in this motherfucking Kentucky Derby. I really believe that. I swear to you. I know nothing about horses, and I literally believe that we're going to win that motherfucking Kentucky Derby. Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I'm on to something.